All right, we're live. UFC 299. That's deep. Johnny Bravo, Tommy Z. Finally, we have a good card. It's been a while since we've had a good card, but we've got 14 fights here, 2 5-rounders. This is a banger. I'm excited. What do you think of Johnny?
Yeah, this card is I'm hyped for this, man. Some really good, exciting matchups that are going to be great fights, I think. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
going to be a good one. The last few, pretty chalky. Our last show was like 35 minutes because there was just nothing to break down almost. So it's nice to
Yeah.
have something to talk about here. So let's jump right into it. We'll start off with the first fight here. We have Joanne Wood taking on, let me just get it up here. There we go. Marina Moraes, women's flyweight bout. What are you looking at for this fight?
Kind of the rematch nobody had asked for. Low-level women's MMA to kick off the card. It's only right. Kick off 299.
Yeah.
Get it out the way nice and early. Yeah, I just think I don't know. I don't think either girl is very good, but there's a clear path to victory for Moreau, and it's pretty much getting it to the ground. If she gets it to the ground, I mean, Wood's submission defense is pretty bad, and I think if Moreau gets her down, she could be in some real trouble. But I also see a world where Moreau doesn't get it to the ground, and it's a greasy striking affair on the feet. I could also see that sloppy, just 15 minutes, flip a coin, split decision. But yeah, I think Moreau's probably gets the win, but I don't want to lay the -2 whatever she is, -200 or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, probably a pass. Or
Yeah,
maybe take a shot with the Moreau's sub. I seen a guy in the Discord, so I seen sign he got like 390, and it's like all the number offshores and everywhere else is pretty much cooked. So I don't mind the sub plus 390 if you can get that number.
Yeah, I definitely like the sub. I think I'm going to take my chances with Wood here. This is potentially her last fight. Like you said, if it goes to the ground, Moraes definitely could get the submission, and that is what it is, and that's definitely worth a bet. But I don't know, man. I think this fight's going to stay standing, and even if it does go to the ground, I think Joanne knows not to get herself in any kind of trouble, so she's not going to play around in guard. She's not going to hang out. She's going to try to get back to the feet where they're pretty. I mean, on the feet, it could go either way. I think Wood's a little bit better, but she's kind of on the back end of her career. So I am taking the dog shot for my official pick with Wood, but I do think the sub prop obviously is live, and yeah, I mean, I think this fight's going to be ugly. If it goes long, I think it's going to go the full 3 rounds. I don't think we're going to see a second or third round finish. So I think it'll be close and back and forth. And
I could definitely see it
here.
Yeah, I could see it going either way. I don't have no confident pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not laying my whole night on this fight at all, but I'll take a shot. I'll take a quarter unit shot on Wood, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Next fight is in the flyweight division. We have CJ Vergara taking on Asu Alambayev. Tough name to say. Pretty, I don't know. To me, this seems like a pretty lopsided fight. What are you looking at for this one?
Yeah, I mean, Asabayev is what, minus like 550. I've seen some places. Kind of, it's, I mean, clear advantage grappling. The kid's just a stud grappling. Like he's going to be spamming takedowns to get this down. Vergara, I mean, decent wrestling, but he isn't. He's kind of a below average fighter that beats the bad guys and then gets wrecked by the good guys.
Yeah.
So he does have power in his hands. He could catch him with a lucky shot and put him out. I wouldn't rule that out. But yeah, I think it's going to be Asabaya, probably by decision in the grappling. Maybe he can get like a round 2, round 3 sub is what I would look at as well, like a sub late.
Yeah, I'm
But
on Alayev as well. I mean, Vergara's a tough out. He's in the fight no matter who he fights. He's gritty. He can take punishment. We saw that a couple fights ago. But he's really not great at anything. He's outmanned. He's outgunned in this fight on the feet and on the ground, I think. So Alambayev for me. Vergara, he's
but
scrappy.
it's hard to get to him at minus 550 though. I mean, even in parlays.
Well, that's
so
yeah. I mean,
gotta get
honestly,
creative.
I think Vergara is tough enough. You start looking at the overs. I think he can survive, get into the second, third round. I mean, I could honestly see this going 3 rounds without a problem.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind the decision.
So yeah, I mean, if you like Alambayev, obviously he's a parlay piece. I like him as a parlay piece. But yeah, I do think this fight goes long. So, over 1.5, over 2.5. Potentially,
Yep.
if he's going to finish the fight, it's probably going to be sub, I would think. So that's live. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. So I look at him as a parlay piece, or you bet it to go, over 1.5, over 2.5. Not much else to say about that fight.
No.
So we'll move right on. And this one, it's not very often that I laugh when I watch a guy's film, but when you watch Robles Despain or Despain, however you say his name, he just kills dudes. I think he's fought like 6 minutes for his entire career. He just knocks dudes out. What are you looking at for this fight? What are you thinking here?
I mean, Despain is a fucking beast. I mean, he's laying dudes out with the first punch. He doesn't even have to hit him flush, and he's putting them out cold. I think this is. I mean, I think Josh Parisian is getting served up on a silver platter. He's lunch.
Agreed.
I think it's gonna be a round 1 destruction.
Yeah, I've been in the legal markets. I haven't seen any props for round 1 or under half a round. But if they do open up,
I think I seen Keg post in the Discord round 1 was like minus 125 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't seen it yet. So obviously that's a number I would be on. The minus 120 feels right. If I could get under half a round, I'll be on that as well. Josh Parisian is not good at all. Like, I mean, coming into this, you're like, well, maybe somebody can wrestle this dude and somebody could take this dude down. Parisian's not the guy. Parisian's not the guy to do that. So I think this is just pure domination. I think this fight could be over in the first minute, honestly. The first couple of punches thrown. So yeah, I think this is destruction. I like him as a parlay piece.
Great parlay, yeah.
I like him, knockout props. Any way you can get on this dude, I would be all about it.
Yeah.
And, sometimes, oftentimes I'm worried about guys making their debut. But sometimes there's just levels to the game.
Not in this situation.
Yeah,
I mean, Josh Parisian is Josh Parisian, man.
Pure destruction. That's
really a setup fight to bring the guy in. He's a well credentialed Taekwondo fighter. He's like 37. They got to get him on the fast track.
Yeah,
serve
absolutely.
Him up. Josh Parisian at 299.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think you're getting really good value even on the money line here. He's again another parlay piece. But yeah.
But if it does somehow, if he's somehow Parisian to extend it, we don't know about Despaine's cardio, really. So that could be a question.
That's true. I mean, there was one.
Just somehow,
There was one fight where he was extended. I don't know if he got to the second round. But I know he was extended. He fought one fight for a legit like 5 or 6 minutes. I don't think he really looked tired, but again, I mean, the competition level, who knows, was pretty low.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it goes long, it could get interesting. But honestly,
I don't see it going long.
I don't really think so. So our next fight is in the middleweight division. We have Michelle Pereira taking on Mikhail Olenchuk. This should be a fun one. This should be a banger. Both guys come forward. Both guys have solid power. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, another great fight. Looking forward to this one. Olenchuk, I mean, gritty guy. He's going to walk forward. He's going to throw volume. He's going to get hit, and then he's going to throw back at you, The Chidi fight, I mean, what a comeback there. Chidi had him. I thought Chidi had him out of there, and then he just out of nowhere just dinked him, and it was over pretty much.
Yeah.
Ground and pound destruction. Pereira, since he stopped doing all the flashy stuff, his cardio has improved. Since he's doing all these jump kicks and off the fence and all that, his cardio has improved his last couple fights. But I don't know. I would have been interesting to see him with Wonder Boy. That would have been an interesting fight to see if he would have made weight. But yeah, he's going up, so I don't think weight will be a problem. Oh, God. I don't know. This is a tough fight, but I mean, if you're giving me dog odds, I got to go with Olenchuk. Mike, you up?
All right, so we're gonna differ here. I like Pereira, like you said. The less flashy stuff he's been throwing, his cardio has improved. He's been a much smarter fighter lately. I just think at 185, his durability is going to be there. His cardio is going to be there. And he's extremely dangerous. The thing I don't like about Olenchuk is his cardio. As the fights go along, he does tend to fade. And it's weird to think Pereira is the better cardio guy. But I think he is. And both guys are dangerous. I think round one, it's extremely dangerous for either guy. But I think Pereira, if he fights a smart fight, he can get the job done. And if it goes long, I do think he has the advantage in the cardio.
All right.
So, yeah, again, I mean, that's not a fight that I'm overly confident in, but I do think Pereira, when he fights smart, he's a very dangerous guy. All right, so we'll move on from that one. Our next fight is I think we're in the light heavyweight division. We've got Ian Cutelaba taking on Felipe Lins. Lins has looked much better since moving to light heavyweight. Cutelaba is always a bit of an enigma. I can't say that, but he's a strange dude. He's extremely powerful. He's dangerous. Fight IQ, not the highest. What are you looking at for this one?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Should be. I mean, Cutelaba's got about 5 minutes of cardio around there. And like you said, fight IQ is just pretty much terrible. But I mean, he is dangerous in that first 5 minutes. If he can get Lins down, I think Lins will be in some real bad positions and be in trouble. But I mean, if Lins could avoid the takedowns and avoid the big looping, crazy power shots that Cutelaba's going to throw in the first 5 minutes, I think he could probably take over and win in the second or third round by knockout. So, I mean, I think you would probably bet Cutelaba round one and then see if he makes it out and then maybe take a shot on Lins live. But, yeah, nothing much on this one for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. If you want to take some shots, obviously Cutelaba round one would be a definite shot that I would be willing to take. But overall, to me, I mean, Lins, especially as a dog, I think he avoids the early storm. His takedown defense is actually really good. He's 100% so far in the UFC. No one's ever taken him down. I just think as this fight goes long, Lins has the better cardio. His striking's pretty good. He's a solid fighter. He's nothing special, but he is a solid fighter everywhere. His takedown defense is good. Again, I'm leaning cardio here. Lins as a dog. I'll take Lins. And that'll probably be my only play.
All right.
All right. So our next fight is in the bantamweight division. We have Kyler Phillips taking on Pedro Munoz. This is an interesting one to me. If I could pull it up here on the screen real quick. Phillips dynamic. He's explosive. Munoz, he's been in there with the best of the best. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I don't know. Kyler Phillips, coming off that suspension. It's I don't know. These guys I don't know what to think of this fight. Pedro is a tough veteran. He's always going to be there. He's going to be in. He's not going to back down. You can't put him away. I think Phillips. Phillips here. I got real questions about Phillips' cardio going deep, and Munoz is going to be there for 3. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a greasy split. I could definitely see this being a split going either way. I definitely think it's probably going the distance. And I think probably would be smart for Phillips to implement some of the wrestling because he's got good wrestling. He's got great wrestling. So, I don't know. I thought about taking the dog shot with Munoz here, but a play that I really like is I like Munoz to +3.5. That's solid. I think he can grab a win and grab a round and win, either lose a decision, or
I love the +3.5. I like Munoz here. I've been a pretty big backer of Kyler Phillips so far in his career.
I haven't been a fan of him, but
and well, the thing about being a fan of him is I've realized his cardio is just not very good. And even in his last fight, an impressive win against Raoni Barcelos, he was pretty much running around the cage for the final round in that fight because he knew he was up, but Barcelos was chasing him down, and he showed his cardio was not there in the 3rd round. Munoz, he's been in there with the best of the best. He has the cardio to go 3 rounds. Obviously with the +3.5, I definitely think he can win a round. But I just feel like +195. I already bet him at +195. To me, that just doesn't seem right. Even if you want to make him the dog, just almost 2-1. I just don't. Against Kyler Phillips, I just don't see it. So I'm on Munoz. I think he wins the fight. I love the +3.5. He's a more proven fighter.
That Julian Paiva fight was a bad look.
It's a terrible look. Yeah.
You gas out and lose to that guy?
Right, exactly. And
sheesh.
Like I said, he looked pretty solid against Barcelos, but Barcelos doesn't push forward and keep the pace like Munoz does. So
Munoz is going to be walking forward. He's going to be throwing those leg kicks. He's going to be marching forward.
And if he gets his hands on him late in the fight when Phillips is tired, I could see him finishing him. I could see that's how he wins the fight, is by a late finish. So
I definitely see it going long though. Over 2.5 isn't a bad parlay piece.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely looking at the overs in this fight.
Yeah.
But I'm on the dog officially, and I just don't think that price is right.
I'll be on the +3.5.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on. Our next fight, bit of a lopsided fight. based on the odds, but again, another interesting fight. We've got Matus Gamrat taking on Rafael Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos, OG of the lightweight division, and welterweight division for that matter, taking on Gamrat, who's an up-and-comer. I'm not super high on him, but he definitely has some skills, and he is dangerous. What are you thinking here?
I think he's going to try to grab his crotch for 15 minutes, and that's his path to victory. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Gamrot. Never been really. I think a lot of his fights. I think he lost the Jalen Turner fight. I thought he lost the Sarukian fight. I think he
Agreed.
was going to lose the Fiziev fight if Fiziev didn't hurt his knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a big fan of Gamrot, but RDA is a legend in the sport. Been doing it for years. But yeah, I got some real questions about his takedown defense. You know, it's like Luque got him down pretty easily. You know, it's just a bad look. You know,
Yeah.
and this guy, that's going to be. No, I think he could take him down, but can he hold him down? And can RDA get off enough volume to make it a close fight? That's what I'm not sure of.
Right.
But I think if RDA can stuff the takedowns and sprawl and brawl, I mean, he's going to be landing the more effective, powerful shots. Yeah, I don't mind RDA here as a dog shot. Probably be another plus 3.5 because I definitely don't see Gamrot finishing RDA in any way. So yeah, I think probably plus 3.5, maybe a little sprinkle on the money line. But yeah, kind of like RDA.
Yeah, I mean, I was tempted. Officially, I did pick Gamrot to win. The only reason is because when guys want to wrestle RDA, they do find success. But like you said, I mean, if RDA can stuff some takedowns and land some damage on the feet, Gamrot doesn't land damage. He takes guys down. He's successful with takedowns. His control's decent, but he does not land damage. So if RDA is just physical, landing shots, he can definitely win rounds. And he could definitely pull off the upset here. I think the odds are way off. I don't think Gamrot should be this big of a favorite against RDA.
No.
I mean, I do think Gamrot can't, he can just chain wrestle and that can be his path, and that's likely how he wins.
I think the line should probably be like Gamrot minus 200-ish. You know,
yeah, that would make a lot more sense. Because
but this is just
he's going to be able to take
overinflated.
him down. But yeah, I mean, if RDA makes it physical and he, he's landing elbows in the clinch and he's making it ugly, he could absolutely pull this fight off. So
yeah, that's why I love the plus 3.5. You can't win around. Gamrot's not finishing him, and RDA can't sneak out around. So the plus 3.5 is going to be nice. I think it's probably going to be plus money. So
yeah,
I'll be on that.
I like that. So I mean, if I'm going to bet the fight, that's probably the only thing I'm going to do is RDA plus 3.5. I'm not a big Gamrot fan, never have been, so I'm not going to bet his money line anywhere, and I'm not going to put it in a parlay.
No.
So
just every single fight he fights in is like it's always close. It seems like.
Yeah, like you said, the Turner fight, he landed no damage. He got hurt on the feet a couple times, and he just landed late takedowns, and that was what secured the win. But
same thing with the Sarukian fight. He just landed takedowns and held him down, but Sarukian landed the way more damage.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm not a big Gamrot guy. Definitely think it's worth a shot on Dos Anjos money line, and the plus 3.5 for sure is live. All right, so we'll move on here to, I think this is the next fight. The Caitlin Serminara taking on Macy Barber, formerly known as Caitlin Chukagian. Chukagian fights, or Seminara, I don't even know how to say her last name. Always interesting. Always generally tend to go to decision. What are you looking at? What are you thinking here?
I don't know. This is a tough one. Another tough one for me where I can't split them really. I think Macy Barber is definitely the younger fighter, more up and coming. Could make improvements in her game. She could be a future, she could be a top 5 future, if she. But I
Definitely.
still have concerns about her, And Chukagian, I know all this crap in the media about all the stuff she's been through, whatever. But she's coming back. And I don't know. I think she's just scrappy, man. And she's got good takedown defense. I don't think Barber's going to take her down. She throws a lot of empty volume with noises, which is, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I think this could be a close fight. I definitely see it being a split, but I'm going to lean the dog Chukagian here. Nothing confident, but I might take a little sprinkle on Chukagian by decision.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I am picking Macy to win this one. I do think she will have some success with the takedowns. We've seen Chukagian get taken down before, and she gets up and she's able to still outpoint her opponents. So it's ugly. But I think if she really forces the takedowns, forces the wrestling, she will still be able to. She will win in that department. I know. I'm just gonna say Chukagian because I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Chukagian, she can be taken down. Her get ups are solid, but she can be controlled. I don't know, man. It's weird to say, but she said she's had a couple miscarriages in the time that she's been off, which is, I mean, I hate that for her, but God only knows how that's going to affect her coming into this fight.
It might boost her confidence and might make her fight with more fire.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
Now she might just be like an angry mom who, she can't be a mom yet at this point, but you never know. Like that could help her. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rolling with Macy here. I don't like, obviously 2-1 favorite. I'm not gonna do much with that. But I do think she can win. And I mean, this fight's gonna go long. To me, bet the over and bet the split prop if you have that option.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, I'm riding with Chuk. All aboard the Chuk train.
All right.
Chuk.
Yeah, that's definitely a good dog shot for sure. All right. Our next fight, let me see here. We got.
Oh, yeah.
This is, I already know where you're going here, so I don't even need to ask you. But Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida, heavyweight, banger. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is my guy that I've been banging the drum for, Jailton Almeida. I think he's going to be the future champ of this division. I mean, I think Curtis Blades, man. When Curtis Blades, his path here clearly is to avoid takedowns, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy is a monster, man. It's going to be hard, I think, for Curtis Blade to implement that American wrestling in this game plan. I think Almeida is going to pretty much take him down at will, and I think Curtis Blade probably will give up his back trying to get up, and Almeida will probably take the back. And I think he probably finishes him early. I know there's a lot of criticism about the Derek Lewis fight, not finishing him 25 minutes, had him in mount or whatever. But I mean, it's Derek Lewis, man. He's tough, man. He's got no neck. It's hard to get anything right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't hold that against him. It was just a pure domination. I know it wasn't the funnest fight to watch, but he went in there and dominated. And every time I bet Curtis Blades, you always want him to do something, and he does something else. You know what I mean? Right. He never goes to the smartest game plan. Like you're going to stand there and strike with Sergey Pavlovich when you have a clear advantage in the wrestling to take this guy down. Like not the smartest guy. You're going to stand there and bang with Derek Lewis when you have a clear advantage.
Right.
Well,
to be fair,
he isn't the smartest guy, man.
He was shooting in for a takedown against Derek Lewis, and he got that uppercut
got
from
hit with
Calaba.
the uppercut. Yeah. But before that, and he wasn't really implementing that game plan.
No,
You know what
I
mean?
mean, to be fair though, he was having success on the feet, but yeah, obviously you don't want to. You're playing with fire. Obviously standing with Derek Lewis and Pavlovich for that matter. But with that said, I am going to go against you here, and I do. First of all, I think Blades on the feet has the advantage. I don't think that's really in question. Obviously, my fear is him getting taken down. He is the dominant wrestler, and he's never really been put on his back, so that could be a problem. But I think he's gonna try to force this fight to be on the feet. And if anything, he's gonna try to land the offensive takedowns. Blades, to me, the only guys who have ever beat him are power punchers: Derek Lewis, Ngannou twice, and Pavlovich. I don't think Almeida knocks him out on the feet. On the feet, he doesn't knock him out. If he takes him down and just pounds him out, that's possible. I don't know, man. I just think Blades has the game to kind of stalemate him, make it ugly, push it into the later rounds. I know Blades doesn't have.
I don't think it'd be very smart for Curtis Blades to use his wrestling. I don't think it would be very smart at all.
I don't think so either. But if he can defensively wrestle, he can stuff some takedowns.
I think this is over pretty easily in round one. I think Almeida is going to keep his range, use that teep up the middle that he does, shoot for a single leg, get him down, take his back, choke him out.
I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Almeida round one or round two. For everything that I've got, baby.
All right.
Bet season. Well, let's go.
I'm taking the shot on Blades here.
All right.
But I mean, if you're right, I can see it happening for sure. But I don't know, man. I need to see it. I need to see it against a guy like Blades, who's been in there with the best of the best.
He's got knocked out by everybody. That best of the best.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I mean, Almeida doesn't have knockout power necessarily, or we haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen. He could catch him.
He could.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think Blades is the real deal. If he gets through Blades,
how many times have I been saying Curtis Blades is the real deal? I've been saying that for years, and fucking he makes me eat my words every time. So I've given up on this guy. It's the fresh blood. This dude's he's a freak, man. It's gonna be nice and easy.
This will be a fun one for the live show for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move on here. This is another really good fight. Bantamweight, Song Yadong taking on Petr Yan. Yan's had, he's had a tough stretch, but he's also fought some of the best. You could easily argue he beat Sean O'Malley. Obviously taking on Merab is just an absolute animal. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, another fun, interesting fight. Should be a striking battle on the feet, a chess match. I mean, Yan likes to start slow. Yeah. And Yadong will throw the volume. This is going to be a real close chess match. I like both of these guys. And I don't know, man. It's tough to what Yan to expect, man. Because I thought this guy was going to be the champ for a while, man.
Yeah,
I thought, and then you get the disqualification with Aljo, and then you get backpacked for 5 rounds. You lose that one. O'Malley, a close fight, could have went either way, know. And then Merab is shot 49 takedowns on you. What can you really do? You can't even get your game going. You got a guy sniffing your crotch for 25 minutes. Hard to do anything. I don't know. I think we're going to see a competent Yan here. I think the numbers came down. It's about a pick 'em now. At the plus money, I probably would have been interested in Song. But at a pick 'em, like I gotta go with Yan here, and hopefully he he gets back on track and he becomes the fighter he was, and he can edge it out here. Yeah, split wouldn't be out of the. I think a split's definitely live as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, this could be a close fight. But I think we're getting good value on Jan here. I think this is going to be a you almost have forgot type moment. He can still land takedowns. He can take this kid down. I think he will at 2 or 3 times in this fight. I think he's the better striker as the fight goes long. If the Jan from 2 years ago shows up, I mean, even the Jan that fought O'Malley, like in the 3rd round, he was taking O'Malley down, beating him up. Like, I thought he did everything he needed to do to win that fight. I think he's had some really bad luck with decisions. Obviously, him throwing that illegal knee that just cost him so much. But I think he's the better fighter here, and I think Yadong's good, but I don't think he hasn't thrown a lot of volume recently. We haven't seen much volume out of him. He's looked okay, but I think Jan here, the best Jan, we're gonna get the best Jan, and I think he's gonna put it on this kid. I think.
Yeah, Song didn't look too good in that Gutierrez fight. He didn't look the best.
Yeah, I mean he landed like 85 strikes over 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's not going to get it done against Jan. And
I think this is a perfect buy low spot on Jan.
I think so too. I'm pretty high on Jan in this spot. I really am.
Yeah.
All right, so pretty confident there. We move on here. We got Gilbert Burns taking on Jack Della Maddalena. This is a fun fight. What are your thoughts on this one?
Man, this is a great fight, man. It's a great stylistic matchup. It's a battle of both worlds. You know, it's who can implement their game plan. Can Gilbert Burns mix in and get those takedowns? Can JDM keep it on the feet and not jump for guillotines? I don't know, man. This is a tough one for me. I love Gilbert Burns. I love both fighters. I'm a big JDM guy, but he's kind of let me down. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's let me down his last couple of fights. The Holland fight, I thought he should have finished Holland, and then he was in a razor close Basil Hafez fight.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns, he was on a roll until he met Bilal Muhammad, and then he took that fight on short notice, 5 rounds, trying to go for the title shot. Didn't work out. He ended up getting injured in the fight. Looked terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I love that Hamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns fight. That's one of my favorite fights ever.
Oh, dude, insane.
And yeah, I don't know. Can he do that same thing against JDM? JDM's more of a volume puncher than a power puncher, so he's gonna light you up and finish you in a flurry. I don't know. Gilbert Burns, definitely ground advantage. Gilbert Burns is gonna want to take this to the ground and implement that jiu-jitsu. You know, and we've seen JDM's takedown defenses, and I don't know. But Gilbert Burns wrestling isn't getting it there is a problem sometimes, which is kind of a fear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Gilbert Burns can mix in the grappling and hang on the feet, maybe sneak out a decision or finish him with the sub.
Yeah. So my thing here, especially with Burns being an underdog, his striking's not bad. He does have power. He's dangerous. I think he can take JDM down. I think he's been in there with much better fighters. I mean, when you look at the guys that JDM has finished, you know, Randy Brown is a solid win, but not like nothing to write home about. And the rest of the guys, you know, just not great. So Burns has been in there with a tougher competition. His grappling is high level. His striking is really good, and he's durable. So I like Burns here. I I don't know. I just haven't been impressed with Della Maddalena in his last couple fights. And,
Yeah.
maybe he has learned from those fights and maybe he steps up here and potentially Burns coming off the injury, potentially not the same guy, but I don't know, man. I like Burns. I think he has the skill set to win this fight wherever it goes. And he's got the pedigree. So yeah, I think Burns gets the job done.
Yeah, I agree. I like Gilbert. Dog shot.
All right. So there we go. Both on the dog in that one. So here now we got another fun fight. This is these are the fights that you like for pay-per-view. You got Kevin Holland taking on Michael Venom Page. Two guys who are known for their striking, known for fun fights. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, this is a real fun one, man. This is going to be a striker's delight here, I think,
Yeah.
Yeah, MVP, we've seen MVP through the years through Bellator, flashing knockouts, great striking, man, he's a showman in there. He's showboating, he's dancing. And then Kevin Holland likes to do the same thing, talk, showboat, and dance, yeah, but I got real concerns for Kevin Holland here because that Wonder Boy fight wasn't a good look. He got pieced up, no fight IQ. Kevin Holland has no fight IQ. He took Wonder Boy down and let him get back up in his realm. Like, you're not trying to win a fight, you're just trying to put on a show for the fans, which is great. I love.
Yeah.
But here, that's his clear path to victory here. Implement his wrestling, use his wrestling. But I just don't think he will. I mean, he's okay. 299. He's not going down. This is going to be a striking battle between two great strikers. But I got to lean MVP here as a more dynamic striker. I think, yeah, I got to go with MVP here.
So I'm rolling Holland here, partially because guys switching promotions doesn't always go well. We've seen it. See guys making their debut from other promotions. Obviously Michael Chandler came in and had a great debut, but it doesn't always go that well. I do think Holland has the advantage if he wanted to take it to the ground. Like you said, God only knows if he does. But in my head, my narrative is if I'm Kevin Holland, I want to beat this guy. I want this guy. I want his name on my wall. So potentially he does. He did shoot for a takedown against Jack Della Maddalena, but he didn't land it. But there is potential. I mean, he did shoot for a takedown. So there's potential that he does shoot for a takedown here. I do think if he does that, gets it to the ground, he has the advantage there. He could find a submission. His submissions are really good. So I'm probably going to bet Kevin Holland by sub just because that's probably going to be a number that's worth betting. That's the only thing I'm going to bet in this fight. But yeah, I mean,
I'm on MVP money line here.
This fight could go.
I like MVP.
Yeah, and I mean, MVP's the
I
dog.
just don't think Kevin Holland is smart enough here to implement his path to victory, and I think it's going to be a striking.
And I absolutely hear you for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assume I didn't see the Holland sub number, but I'm sure it's pretty good. So that's probably all I'll bet, and I'll just enjoy this fight for what it is.
Yeah,
because it'll be a fun one for sure. And speaking of fun fights, we've got a great one in the lightweight division. We've got Dustin Poirier taking on Benoit St Denis. We all are big fans of St Denis. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both guys. I mean, how can you not love Dustin Poirier? I mean, dude's he's a legend, man. I mean, every Dustin Poirier fight is entertaining. It's always a war, man.
Absolutely.
And, got head kicked by Gaethje, got caught. I mean, how is that going to affect him here in this fight when St. Denis coming off a head kick win?
Right.
Is that going to be in the back of his head? Do I watch the head kick? Does that maybe leave openings for other things? Maybe the takedown. I don't know. I think this is going to be a car crash. I think it's going to be a war for however long it lasts. Oh man, this is tough for me to bet against Dustin Poirier at
No.
these nice dog odds,
Especially
but
as a dog, yeah.
as a dog, and oh man, because I can easily see him being Saint Denis.
I
I think
know.
he can knock Saint Denis out, but I don't know. He's coming off that knockout. It may be the end of the road. 36 years old. I mean, he might just go out there and go out on his shield. I think it's going to be a great fight. This could be fight of the night if it goes long. And yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to side with Saint Denis inside the distance, even though I don't want to. I want Dustin to win, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think Denis gets the job done.
So I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I'm on Saint Denis. I think because in all reality, if he forces the grappling, that's a huge advantage. I think that could be the path for him. And obviously, Poirier coming off that knockout, who knows? One decent shot could hurt him. But Poirier is tough as nails. His boxing is out of this world. If they're
Look at
standing
that
on the
Dan
feet,
Hooker fight. That Dan Hooker fight, he took some shots that fucking would have put other
yeah.
guys out.
And even in that Chandler fight, like Chandler had
Yeah,
him hurt in the first round, and then he just pieced him up bad at the end of the first. Like he would have finished him if they had another
yeah.
30 seconds to that first round, he would have finished him in the first round. He's tough. His striking, his boxing is unbelievable. He's just been in there with the best of the best. So it's tough to bet against Poirier. And the one thing that's really giving me the biggest issue right now is it does look like Saint Denis does have staph on his forehead, and that scares me. But Saint Denis just seems like the type of dude who he just
Yeah,
doesn't
that
quit.
doesn't
Like,
really
you
concerns me
know,
too much, that
yeah. I
staph
mean,
on the forehead.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe the call the fight, it would have called it already if it was bad enough.
Well,
So, I mean, I'm
I
not
mean,
going to.
the thing is, like, he's probably good to go now, but how long? Like, is he off? Was he on antibiotics? How long has he been off? That stuff really messes with you, and it can kill your cardio. But he's not a guy that's ever had cardio issues, and
No, he's a god of war. He don't stop coming
yeah,
for. Even
he's an
Zaleski
absolute
dos
freak.
Santos fight, he was getting beat down. The fight probably should have
Yeah,
been stopped 5 or 6
oh
times, and he was
yeah, for sure.
still there.
Yeah, so I like Saint Denis. I'm rolling with him here. The guy, I don't know, man. The guy just seems like a freak, and his wrestling
Yeah,
is good enough to beat Poirier. Poirier's kryptonite has been wrestling in the past. And he's powerful. He's a little bit bigger. I'm rolling with Saint Denis. I think he can get it done, but again, it's tough to bet against
5 round
Poirier.
fight too. 5 round
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
I mean, man, this could be a war, man.
it's gonna
This is
be.
going to be. I'm looking forward to this one, man. This one
Yeah,
is going to
it's
be.
gonna be
This is the
fun.
one. This is one of the
But
ones right
again,
here.
like this is a fight where, last week, if you watched the live show, we hit some live dogs, and we
Yeah, it's a
crushed.
hobby.
Yeah.
Like
So
plus
this is
500.
another
Yeah.
one where maybe we get on one of these guys at plus 200, and that's just what it is. But yeah, my official pick, I'm taking Saint Denis. It's tough, but
Yeah. I'm gonna
I'm
have to go
that's my
Saint
pick.
Denis inside the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to our main event of the evening. We've got title fight for the bantamweight title. Sean O'Malley taking on Marlon Chito Vera for the second time. Chito got him in the first fight with the leg kicks, gave him the drop foot, put him on his ass, and then just finished him with elbows. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, looking at the first fight, I mean, O'Malley in that first round was landing pretty good on Cheeto, but Cheeto landed that kick that hit that nerve and just, I mean, O'Malley, you could definitely tell right away O'Malley's leg was just gone. He couldn't plan on it. He couldn't do anything. Yeah, but I mean, O'Malley, I mean, he's been on his little run, but I think he's kind of been silver spoon his little path to the title. And yeah, I don't know. Cheeto's one of my guys. I like Cheeto as a fighter. He's he's a grinder. Low volume, so that's always concerning. Low volume. O'Malley's definitely going to be throwing the volume here, but we haven't really seen O'Malley's cardio deep into fights. And Cheeto's a tough motherfucker to put away, man. Tough. That cardio hasn't really been tested. What happens in the third, fourth, fifth round fight? The third, fourth, and fifth. What happens when
Right.
O'Malley's a little gassed? Cheeto's been banging those leg kicks. You start to feel it in your legs. Your hands drop a little bit. But I think, I mean, if O'Malley could stay safe and throw volumes and just not get cracked, I think he probably wins a decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cheeto got a late finish. But yeah. So
Yeah, I'm officially I took Cheeto here for
I
what
don't
you're
mind the
saying
shot.
is I honestly don't think O'Malley has 5-round cardio. That fight against Jan, he was huffing and
He was
puffing.
fucking
Yeah, it did not look good.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can. Yeah.
So this is going to be a typical, and O'Malley. I mean, I guess he could wrestle a little bit, but we haven't really seen it from him. I mean, that's the way to subdue Marlon is to wrestle him and hold him, but I don't really think O'Malley has that kind
Yeah,
of
I don't
game.
see him taking down Cheeto.
So to me, I feel like Cheeto, third, fourth, fifth round, he's pressuring forward. O'Malley's tired. He's landing big shots. Even if he's
I mean,
down
look at the
round,
competition. Look at the competition O'Malley's fought. He's fought a bunch of no-name guys. You know what I mean? Look,
yeah,
and
and
Cheeto's fought the best of the best, man.
like I said,
I don't know,
I
man.
mean, I watched that Jan fight back. I think Jan won that fight. Even in the second round when O'Malley hurt Jan hurt O'Malley even worse, and he hurt him and took him down and beat him up.
Julian Paiva, Chris Matinho, Thomas
Right.
Almeida, Eddie Woodland,
and even in that Moutinho fight, like in the third round, I was thinking to myself, if a better fighter was in here right now with O'Malley, he probably gets him out of there because Moutinho was pressuring forward, and
Matinho was a punching bag in that fight.
He was, but he was pushing forward, and he had O'Malley was on the back foot a little bit. But if it was a better fighter, if it was somebody like Cheeto who's pushing forward like that, it's a problem.
Yeah,
and I don't know, man. I think 5 rounds for Cheeto against a guy who's not going to wrestle him. I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances with the dog.
Yeah, I kind of like Cheeto here. I think I might be on him. I haven't made a bet yet. I'm debating yet. I'm still thinking about it, but maybe I can get a better number closer to the fight. Is what I'm hoping on Cheeto.
I mean, honestly, you might even get a better number after the first round.
Yeah,
First couple rounds,
true. Yeah,
he might be down a round or two.
Maybe you just take the O'Malley decision and then live bet Cheeto if you see him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. I think the fight goes long, so if you're looking to bet and not pick a side, bet the over. I think it goes. It's a very good chance it goes all 5. I think it at least goes over 3.5. But yeah,
I can see this going long.
I just
I could
think
also see a
Cheeto.
split too. It could be a split
Yeah,
where
I mean, if it gets to the
Cheeto's
cards,
landed
you never know.
some big shots, big shots. It's all going to come down, and Cheeto's probably going to win the fourth and the fifth.
Yeah.
O'Malley's going to win the early rounds. It's if Cheeto can steal that third round.
Yep. It all depends on the judges. You don't know who you're going to get.
Yeah.
So it's and you know what? With that being said,
I can also see this being a boring fight too. I can also see it being
I can see that too.
Two guys staring at each other, not throwing much volume, just picking their
I
shots.
can see that with the Kevin Holland fight too. Kevin Holland MVP. Like they could just stare at each other.
Yeah.
So. But all right. I mean, I guess officially we are on Cheeto here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good one to look at live for sure.
Definitely.
All right, so that's it. We've broken down all 14 fights here. Pay attention to the Discord. Get into the Discord. It's definitely worth being in there. Join the Patreon. We'll be live all weekend. We have NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. We've got the UFC. We've got the Ngannou Joshua fight. I don't know if we're going to be live for that.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night. I don't know if we'll be live.
Tomorrow at like 2 o'clock is 2 or 4 o'clock, whatever.
Is it? Yeah, it's early in the day, so probably not. But we got a lot going on. Nuke the House. Hop on to all the social media pages. Nuke the House on Instagram, Twitter, wherever else. I think we're on TikTok as well. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it for me. If you don't have anything else, I think we're good to go here.
We're good.
All right. We'll see you guys on Saturday, 6 p.m. UFC kickoff.
Let's go. Let's have a day. Later.